What is up, everybody? It had to be done with another Returnal guide. Today is slightly different. We will be doing a weapon guide. This is a new series. Please make sure you let me know in the comments if you enjoy it. To kick off the series, we'll be looking at the Hollowseeker, and we divide these videos into two parts. It was going to be first about the traits, and then a demonstration. In the demonstration, I'm going to have a mix of small and big enemies, maybe even having a look at some of the bosses. So let's get started. The Hollowseeker is a long-range weapon with very fast fire rate. I quite like it when I'm playing and I want to move around a lot, or I have opponents that are moving fast and a bit in a unpredictable way. The list of traits is on the screen. You have split stream, which means together with your main stream of fire, you have additional homing projectiles. You have oscillator, where you have increased damage and an oscillating fire rate. Phasing rounds, which go through walls and obstacles like that. Waves, which is an additional horizontal kind of larger projectile every so often. You have serrated projectiles, which is probably one of my favorites, which adds damage over time to any opponent you hit. You have shrapnel, which adds a chance for the projectiles to explode upon impact. You've got portal beam, which is the most popular one. From time to time, it will summon a portal that fires a very, very powerful beam. You'll see it in the demonstration. You have retarget, which would allow the bullets to find a new target should your initial one be destroyed. And you have portal turret, which, as the beam, is a little portal that opens up with a turret that fires a bunch of shots. And now we're off to the demonstration, which is probably what you came here for. You can use this as a little bit of a guide as well. As you can see, this is a little room in lockdown. You have a mix of turrets and drones, and also some stationary enemies. As you can see, when you're playing with the Hollowseeker, you want to move a lot. Aim assist is quite forgiven on this weapon, so to not make use of that would be a waste. I'm playing with portal beam serrated projectiles on this one, so as you can see, I try to tag each one of the enemies, and unless it's one of the bigger ones, I can just shoot just a few bullets into it and wait for the damage over time to do its job. The key to success with the Hollowseeker is to keep your distance. Unless I have to go close to my enemies to break a shield, you see that I'm moving around and I'm flying through the map. If I was playing with perhaps a sidearm or a spit maul, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I gotta make sure that I make use of it. And here I think it really demonstrates the DPS of this weapon. It is quite ridiculous when you put everything together on a mini boss or one of the bosses in the game. It just shreds it down. Now off to the last biome in the game. We are in the Abyssal Scar, and if you've been in this room, you know how annoying and how difficult this fight can be. And this is not even one of my preferred roles, but I thought I would add it so you can really see the power of the Hollowseeker. This is an enemy that has so many different attacks, so I find it quite difficult to keep track of everything and dodge, but in the way the Hollowseeker allows you to play, you can almost try to keep your camera somewhat pointed at the enemy, press your R2 and just hope for the best. You do have to remember in this game to adjust your playstyle to the weapon that you're using and almost allow the game to tell you how you should be playing it on this run. As you can see here, it's a lot of dodging, a lot of jumping, and the Hollowseeker does his job quite quickly. And we're back to the echoing ruins. The Hollowseeker is by far my favorite for this biome. I think with the number of enemies and the layout of the map, you have so many opportunities to take a few shots and go back into cover that makes this the optimal weapon for your clear. And here we can see a little bit of how the Hollowseeker goes against enemies with smaller HP pools. One thing that I was trying to demonstrate here is the option to really just take peek shots. You can see like just a few shots and then a dash to safety. This can be quite handy in the snowy biome, as well as there are quite a few drones that can do so much damage with just one single hit. And then off to the mini boss. Similarly to what I was doing before, I get my distance, I shred it down, and I wait for another opportunity. The Hollowseeker does allow you to take your time, so take advantage of that. As I said it before, I'll say it again, the game will tell you how it's meant to be played on that run, and you just gotta adapt to it, and you'll have a good time. And that's closure for our first weapon guide. Let me know your thoughts on this series, and if you have a suggestion of what weapon I should cover next, do let me know in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see some more in the future.